You're standing in your backyard. The sun is setting, and for a split second, everything feels perfect. Then you see it. Your dog is hunched over in the grass, intensely focused on something small and white tucked near the base of an old oak tree. By the time you reach them, shouting their name, they've already swallowed. It was just a mushroom, one of those little LBMs, or little brown mushrooms that pop up after a rain. You tell yourself it's probably fine. Dogs eat grass, right? They eat dirt. But then the pacing starts. Then the drooling. Within 3 hours, I was sitting on a cold linoleum floor in an emergency vet waiting room, staring at a flickering fluorescent light, wondering if a 3-second lapse in my attention was going to cost me my best friend's life. It is the most helpless feeling in the world. You provide the food, the bed, and the love, yet your dog seems possessed by a biological urge to consume the very things that could destroy them. We call it bad behavior or scavenging, but it's actually something much deeper. Today, I want to take you inside your dog's brain to understand why they take these terrifying risks. We're going to move past the frustration and the fear to look at the evolutionary glitch that makes your backyard a minefield, and more importantly, how you can navigate it without living in a state of constant panic. If you've ever had to pry a rotting chicken bone out of your dog's jaws or watch them swallow a mystery object before you could even identify it, you know that frantic, open your mouth dance. It's exhausting. We feel like we're failing as parents because we can't seem to teach them that the world isn't a buffet. You might even feel a bit insulted. You buy the high-end kibble, you prepare the organic treats, and yet they'd still rather eat a toxic fungus or a discarded gum wrapper. But here's the first thing you need to realize. This isn't a lack of training, and it's certainly not a lack of loyalty to you. To your dog, the world isn't divided into safe and dangerous. It's divided into information and missing out. To understand why my dog almost died from that backyard mushroom, we have to look at the evolutionary biology of a scavenger. Your dog's ancestors didn't have the luxury of being picky eaters. In the wild, if you find a protein source or a calorie-dense object, the cost of stopping to sniff and analyze it for 5 minutes is often losing that meal to a bigger predator. Their brains are hardwired with a gulp first, ask questions later software. But there's a second, more fascinating layer to this: neophilia. This is the innate clinical attraction to new smells and tastes. For a dog, eating isn't just about hunger. It's their primary way of gathering data. When they see a mushroom or a strange berry, their brain isn't thinking nutrition. It's thinking update found. They are downloading the chemical signature of their environment. Unfortunately, evolution hasn't caught up with the modern world of chemically treated lawns, toxic ornamental plants, and poisonous fungi. Their data-gathering instinct is operating on a 10,000-year-old operating system in a 21st-century world. Think about your dog's nose for a second. It has up to 300 million olfactory receptors. To them, a mushroom isn't just a plant. It's a complex story of moisture, decay, and earth. When they are bored, anxious, or even just feeling a bit understimulated, they go looking for sensory hits. It's a form of self-regulation. If you notice your dog is suddenly becoming a backyard vacuum, it's often a signal that their nervous system is looking for a job to do. This is where we can shift our perspective. Instead of seeing it as a battle of wills, see it as a communication of needs. If you're enjoying this deeper look into your dog's mind, I'd love for you to join our community. Hit that subscribe button so we can keep decoding these behaviors together, because the more we understand the why, the less we have to rely on no. So, how do we stop the next emergency room visit? We have to outsmart evolution. First, we stop the chase. When you run at your dog because they have something in their mouth, their adrenaline spikes. Their instinct says, "This must be valuable because my human wants it," and they swallow even faster to save the prize. Instead, we practice the trade-up. You should always have something higher in value, dried liver, cheese, or a favorite squeaky toy, than whatever they find on the ground. We have to make the drop-it command the most rewarding experience of their day. We also need to audit our environments. After my scare, I realized I was checking for poop in the yard, but I wasn't checking for life. Now, every morning before I let the dogs out, I do a 60-second sweep for mushrooms or fallen fruit. It's a small ritual that has saved me thousands in vet bills and endless hours of heartache. Sitting in that vet waiting room, I realized that I didn't want a perfectly behaved dog. I just wanted my dog. I wanted the muddy paws, the annoying barking at the mailman, and even the goofy way he tilts his head. I realized that his curiosity, the very thing that almost took him away, is also what makes him so vibrantly alive. Your dog isn't trying to be difficult. They are just trying to experience every single ounce of this world that they can. They trust us to be the filter for that world. We are the guardians of their curiosity. So, the next time you're on a walk and your dog lunges for something gross, take a breath. Remember that 10,000-year-old software running in their head. Be their guide, not their warden. Has your dog ever given you a major health scare by eating something they shouldn't have? What was the mystery object? Let's share our stories in the comments. It helps us all feel a little less alone in the chaos of dog parenthood. Because at the end of the day, they don't need to understand the science of toxicity. They just need to know that when they look at you, they found something far more rewarding than anything they could find in the grass. Kindly subscribe and share for more stories like this.